I want to get some insights into the economy. We're probably going to hear about more interest rate rises tomorrow because inflation is not under control. But I want to talk about productivity and how this country is going backwards. I thought who better to talk to than Tony Shepherd. He's currently chairman of the Entertainment Quarter in New South Wales, but he's been a leading businessman in infrastructure and with the Business Council and with an audit commission for the Abbott government. He joins me on the desk. Tony, always good to talk to you. This country, if we want to beat inflation and get our deficits under control and have a prosperous future, surely we need to be more productive. And it's the one thing that our government, at least, or politicians generally, don't seem to be talking about. How can we boost productivity?
Well, I think first of all, we've got to recognise that we do have a serious problem on productivity, and it's actually dropping, and it's dropping way below what it was 20 years ago. And we've got to look at why is that occurring. And we have lost the edge that we had. Now, we're still a great country.
Sure.
And we're still a prosperous country, but we are going south. The cost of living is going up. Inflation's going up. Productivity is going down. And we need to do something about it because that's what builds our prosperity. That's what builds real wages. That's what creates the future for us and our children, and in my case, my grandchildren, which is by far the most important thing in my life.
But aren't we going in the wrong direction? Because we hear that the public service, federal public service, has grown 25% under the Labor government. We keep hearing about the push for more and more people just to have the right to work from home. There's even talk now about people working a 4-day week, getting paid for 5.
It is absolutely ridiculous. Could you imagine that means the company is losing 1 out of 5 days a week, it's paying for, and it has to recover that cost, and it's got to fill in the gap in terms of getting that work that was going to get done. So it is an enemy of productivity, and productivity is the foundation of a country doing well and growing economically. And Australia, in the 80s and then in the 90s and the noughties, shot the lights out in productivity.
Yeah.
We went, and that was under the leadership of people like, John Howard and what have you, but also Bob Hawke.
Yep.
Terrific. And they really set us going. And we lived through an era, a golden age of this country just getting better every year got better. Now, we can go back to that. The fundamentals are still there, but we've got to make some corrections. As you say, I mean, how could you pay people for 5 days and they're working 4? Who pays for that? The consumer. It goes on to
we all pay.
A CPI, and then we become even less, competitive, and we go backwards as a country. The thing that's really keeping us, well established at the moment is the resources sector, which are constantly vilified. But I tell you what, they're paying their way now, and they're keeping our economy moving. But we need to be more.
Manufacturing's collapsing.
The manufacturing now is a fraction of what it used to be. So here's a country, thousands of miles or kilometres from everybody, and it's relying heavily on imports now because manufacturing is a fraction of what it was. It's it's down around 5 or 6% of something of GDP. And we are importing everything we need on long supply chains, many of them quite, strategic in many respects as well. And we're paying through the nose for that. And we've lost that capacity. So in the event of a war and there was a shutdown, Australia couldn't even feed itself half, or let alone supply itself.
The government talks about building more things here, building things in Australia. Its only solution seems to be to throw money at subsidies. Surely the two big inputs where government reform could help, getting energy costs down, because energy is crippling in this country, and secondly, labour market, not paying people less, but at least allowing for more flexibility.
I agree. The cost of electricity for the consumer, business and the domestic, has gone up by over 30%. That is a massive increase.
Yeah.
And you use that enormously in industry, so the cost of goods has gone up. And so we've really got to work on getting the cost of electricity down. We need skills. We're short of skills. We should have mathematics as compulsory in the HSC because, we need You don't have to be the world's best scientist or everything, but at least do fundamental mathematics and you can work in any job then. But we are short of people with that technical expertise, and I still have a lot to do with the construction industry, and finding the qualified people is getting harder and harder.
I could talk to you for ages on this stuff, but a final question, because we don't have much time. I know that you started in the public service, so you're not against the public service, and you've just talked about how Labor can be reforming when it comes to the economy, so they can. Surely this current Labor government needs to do two things. One is not keep expanding the public sector. We should be able to do plenty with the public servants we have already. And secondly, shouldn't they be having this debate about what we need to do to make ourselves more productive?
Yeah. And see, what we should do, and I did a report for the previous Liberal government in New South Wales on modern manufacturing, which is dying, and I said the number one thing is government procurement should go in support of new companies setting up in Australia to supply high tech. Because once you've got a government contract, your ability to sell offshore improves dramatically because people say, well, look, if the New South Wales government is buying this, this must be good material. It means we've got sovereign risk is zero, basically.
Yeah, it's a good platform to get started.
And this is what America does. America does, through their defence procurement, they improve the technology and the capacity of manufacturing in the United States dramatically. They use their procurement to grow their economy. What a novel concept.
It's such common sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us, Tony. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Tony Shepherd there with a lot of common sense. I wish the government would listen to his ideas. We need more of this debate in our national political debate.